Hello and welcome to another episode of The Business of the Starving Artist with Hayden Woods, where it's our job to get you from being a starving artist to at least a surviving artist. Everything that I've done is as a musician, so therefore a lot of my advice is geared more towards that, but we can take it and apply it to other areas. And today we're going to be talking about marketability without overselling yourself. And this is prompted by a Reddit post from a while ago during the Reddit roundup where somebody was talking about going door to door. Now, I myself do not go door to door to do any sort of business promoting just because I'm awkward, obviously. So I tend to prefer other modes of advertising what it is that I do. And we do this in two parts. I'm going to start with all of the online things that I do, and then we'll transition over into the real world spots for marketing. So to start off with, for those who can see it, I have my website up here. We can kind of explore a number of things within here. This is going to change over time. The general format will probably be about the same, but for example, things like the online courses tab is probably going to get changed. I need to update my services and links. Any blogs and notes, I think, is just going to become a landing page for this podcast and some other projects. But the way I advertise a lot of my stuff is that I have my bio of everything that I do or have done. This also needs to get updated just because there are a few more projects that have happened. So I should get on top of that. So make sure that you can clearly tell what it is that you have done with your work. For a lot of creatives, that's usually a portfolio of sorts. For musicians, it's like an album or at least a collection of recorded works. Or I guess in my case, there's the pamphlets of all the musicals that I have done, whether it's White Christmas or Damn Yankees or Sound of Music and Fiddler on the Roof and so on. So stuff like that, or having that presence with different groups like the big band or city band. But having those or having that kind of helps tell what it is that you do. Some other things that I have on this website are just again, kind of outdated pictures of everything that I do or use. There's a number of more instruments that need to be added to that, so I'll do that. I also show what I have for music related stuff. It all actually just links to the Sheet Music Plus, Sheet Music Direct account. Which I need to, again, update this just because there's a lot more that's gone on. And some of these have been taken down or reworked. So there's that to update. Again, the online courses is going away. I think I'm going to put this in. I've got a couple ideas. And what I could do, again, the financial course, I'm just getting rid of entirely in lieu of this podcast. The next step auditions, I would still like to do at some point, but I'm probably just going to create a video series and get rid of a lot of the extra stuff. Like right now, the one-on-one consulting is not going to be there. The mock audition, it would be nice to have, but I'm just going to create a series of videos to put behind that. Maybe have the first episode up on YouTube for free just to, again, give a general idea of what to expect. The donation button I'm going to leave because, if somebody wants to, they can. And then, there's going to be a couple member areas within that. Let's continue on to the blogs and notes. Right now, there's just a couple things. I haven't posted on this since 2020. The first one was expansion with the new year, and then obviously COVID happened shortly after that. And then there's a news article about a collaborative work that we did to play for somebody at the local rest home recovering from surgery, and that was fun. And then lastly, my schedule and kind of booking and order forms for anyone that's looking. Again, this needs to be updated, so we'll get to that shortly. Or I'll get to that rather. Aside from that, the other big component is your social media presence. And again, I'm not really good at this. The last time I posted was December 10th when I uploaded episode 7, the Butchered Credit one. So I need to find a way to maybe be a little more proactive on it. This website link is the same as this, but it just needs to be updated since I now actually have a domain name that I pay for. But yeah. Oh yeah, the private group for the auditions page. I think I'm just going to get rid of that group and kind of restart that on a more, try to find a better way to promote that. This banner needs to get changed because, again, old link. I do like the picture I got of the composition that I made for the city band, so I'll probably keep that. This picture's outdated. This was 5 years ago, so a little older, about the same amount of level of education. Excuse me. So within Facebook, we can either have this page, or I have an example of somebody on a local group ask page looking for recommendations for beginner adult guitar lessons. And I'm looking to see what all we have, because obviously there's plenty of people around here that teach. I do have somebody down here that has recommended me, and what I'm going to actually do here is I'm going to put in my 2 cents. I'm just going to go, hello, I was tagged in this, and I want to extend my services to you as an adult student. I have plenty of daytime slots open for 30-minute. Actually, what sessions is good, but my after school schedule is currently full because all my after school students, most of them go to school, so that's when I can get to them. So I'm going to extend that as an offer, and then $30 for 30 minutes each session. Let's discuss and hope to work with anyone looking! Exclamation point. There. So it's just as easy as, if you see something, put it out there. Again, for services, that's a lot easier. For goods, they have buy sell pages that you could, but I usually do a lot more. I have to do a lot more of these because I don't have a physical portfolio. I just have either my website or this online presence. Outside of that, I also have up here my Vistaprint account, which I've been using primarily to attain all my business cards and all of the things that I use in a physical manner. So the first thing I have is my car magnets, and I had a little social experiment of myself on putting Venmo in the corner of this car magnet. Big surprise, no one bid on that, but that was a way for me to kind of see what I could do. Otherwise, I got my business cards, which are pretty standard. And there's the Venmo again, which I think I'm actually going to change when I order new cards. I'm going to put this podcast as a QR code on it for YouTube and Spotify, just to promote something a little bit different and see what happens. We got pens. This was my attempt at the homeschool band, but this also offers logo design. It would also be nice to find local people to actually work with on design for this, because I would like to maybe at some point update my logo to be more, I don't want to say hip, but more updated. I got this custom yard sign, which is still outside my house, but I mean, I've only had one person actually use that to contact me. You can see kind of the past business cards where I like to try to do one a year, change them up. I forgot that I ordered a mug at one point, but I don't know where that went. Got my coat. Again, kind of just a lot of marketing. So if you can find a way to put yourself out there, this kind of translates into where can I advertise my works. For a lot of physical artists, like paints or photos and whatnot, your best bet is to try to go into local businesses that have the space for you to showcase your work. There's a few restaurants in Bozeman where I see collaborative efforts with local artists where they have all of their either, again, prints or any sort of art projects that they have put together on display where people can go in and actually buy it from there directly as long as they pay with the given links. So that's an easy way to do that. For those of us who offer services, I usually like to look at the libraries or the restaurants work too. In the musician's case, the music shops are always a good spot to advertise either your lessons that you're teaching or just that you're a band looking to form and play at other places. The other aspect of marketing has to do with just getting out there and getting in front of people. And this is something where, again, as a musician, bands have to put themselves out there. And if you don't, then you can't expect to actually get any performing opportunities. Unfortunately, there have been a couple groups where there's plenty of rehearsal, but there's no major ambition to actually get out there and perform, or spreading yourself too thin amongst multiple groups to the point where you have to start selecting which ones are going to be what you go for. In my case right now, I just do the big band, and then in the summertime I do the city band because those are consistent. And it would be nice to add other projects, but under the right conditions, such as, again, when can we rehearse? My daytime is a lot more open, as I just posted on that one Facebook group post. So that would be my opportune moment. I'd like to try to keep at least one day a week where I have off, which in this case is now Saturdays. But we'll see how that kind of shakes up. But you have to put yourself out there. For anyone running their business, word of mouth is also a very key component. Again, whether it's through Facebook or like in my sister's case with her cleaning business, or even in my own, just being able to have people speak to the experience. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, there was a video that somebody sent me on my phone of them in Nashville with, was it Nashville or it was somewhere in Tennessee, where they had met up with one of, I guess, the country stars, songwriters. Now, I don't listen to much country music, but this kid got the opportunity to just kind of jam and play one or two of the songs that we've been working on in his lessons with this guy. And being able to have that kind of experience, especially at a younger age, usually gives the student either a lot more drive to want to learn more, or a sense of like, yes, I could do this if I wanted to for a career, or just, wow, that was an awesome experience that I get to have, but that not many others get. So if you can get yourself out there to provide those kind of opportunities, then you will see a lot more success. So again, a lot of the things I do is a lot more in person. I'm working on the online presence. Again, this podcast being one of them. So we'll kind of see what happens as time goes on. In the future, hopefully this website will actually get around to updating. Might actually start working on it over the weekend and kind of see what I can do to change it up. With all of that said, thank you so much for listening to The Business of the Starving Artist. If you're listening on Spotify, I encourage you at some point to check out the video versions on YouTube. And then for those on YouTube, vice versa. Just so that we can get some good cross-platform coverage and try to continue building on what we have. I know that the schedule since coming back has been a little inconsistent, but we're going to be working on getting multiple episodes put together so that they are still on time every Friday on YouTube and every Saturday on Spotify. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff that influencers and YouTubers and whatnot tell you to do. Thanks once again, and until next time.